Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's segment of Monster Tamer News for the week of June 29th. Now, I want to apologize in advance as some of the screen caps I had to use were obtained via mobile as my internet is currently down due to my neighbors excavating and accidentally cutting the line. I basically had to use my phone to download necessary clips, transfer them over, edit on my computer, then transfer the video that's edited to my phone, and then upload it to YouTube via my phone. I wanted to keep the news segment sort of consistent, so I do apologize for that. Internet will be up and running hopefully by the end of the day or tomorrow, so yeah. This week's a little bit scattered in terms of news. We have some new information regarding the new Temtem update, a new Kinfolk on the Kindred Fates progress board, or rather coming to the Kindred Fates progress board, a Ploxmons card overhaul, and more. So with that being said, let's jump right in. First up in Temtem news, we were introduced earlier this week to this creature named Kauren. Now, Kauren is the evolution to the previously revealed Kuri. This creature has been shown in various promotional artwork already and is likely a mono earth type just based on the design and what we know of the other typings. The Temtem Twitter then tweeted out a few new pieces of information regarding the Kisiwa update, specifically that there will be 10 more gear items at least, over 40 new attacks, 25 new traits, and 25 new Temtem. I did a video not too long ago going over the Temtem that are currently not in the game but are coming, and if you want to take a look at that, I talk about which ones are most likely to come to Kisiwa given its earth and neutral type theme, so links in the description for that. Yesterday they also gave us some information about clubs, that being that clubs can have up to 50 players, one leader, and then various roles such as co-leaders, recruiters, and standard members. They'll also feature customizable banners, and you'll be restricted to being part of one club at any given time. They also said to note that clubs don't actually have any in-game mechanics as of just yet, as this is the first iteration of the system, so keep that in mind when playing. We'll be moving over to the weekly reset at the end of the video just to keep things moving. Now in Monster Crown news, the beta just updated twice to versions 1.416 and 1.418. Now with regards to updates and patch notes and such, as per some feedback, I've decided to cover the most pertinent of the patch notes and leave the rest in the description. That'll help keep things moving forward and make the videos more enjoyable for those who maybe aren't as interested in one game or another. So it'll just make for a better video if I'm not listing off perhaps dozens of patch notes that may or may not be on the minuscule side of things. Anyways, the beta updates most notably include changing the farm store glyph to the monster storage rather than the farm, better controller compatibility for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, and PS4 controllers, the vicious type being renamed to the malicious type, and most notably some hidden monster redesigns and darwhol's new forms being available in the game. There are also some other minor bug fixes as well as quality of life updates, so again, feel free to check out the patch notes in the description. In Pokemon news, some recent leaks involving the Pokemon Crown Tundra made their way into data miner hands. Of the leaks, we get the general size of the Crown Tundra itself, 16 potential points of interest, various in-game flags including Pokemon following you in that specific region, mission titles, etc. Since these are leaks and not official Nintendo or Pokemon Company news, I won't go too in-depth on them here, but if you do want a more in-depth look at them, I'll leave a video linked in the description. Pokemon Unite was also announced, which caused a bit of controversy amongst Pokemon fans, with some feeling that the Pokemon presentation was tone-deaf, sort of luring fans in to a second live stream only to show off a mobile title, and then them stating that it's a big project. Meanwhile, Pokemon Snap, which seems to be the largest and hottest Pokemon news in terms of longtime fans, was included in a previous presentation alongside other games. Others are praising the game, stating that they've been a long time waiting for a Pokemon MOBA, but all in all, I think that most people were just upset the way the game was announced rather than the announcement itself. We have a lot going on in Ploxmons right now, the first being an image posted in the Discord showcasing the various monster designs. The current roster is set to have 88 monsters in total, though Michael does state that nothing is set in stone and they'll likely be adding more Ploxmons and ploxbosses in the future. They've also showcased the designs for the various card tiers, and for those of you who don't know, your cards will level up through play and essentially will become higher tier cards after earning a certain amount of experience or perhaps winning a certain amount of battles. I'm not too sure about that. The cards go up to tier 3. We then get a look at the new card design, and this GIF image here gives you an idea of how the card's information will be displayed. Michael states various reasons for why this card is better, but we all know it's just because it looks cooler, right, Michael? Nexomon, a newcomer to this segment and channel, but not a newcomer to Monster Tamer in general, is currently on sale on Steam, and that being, of course, Nexomon 1. It's currently about half off, and that's going to go until July 9th. Now, on a side note, tomorrow I'll be uploading a video contest giving away 2 codes for that game for free. so stay tuned for that. Monster Sanctuary is also on sale for about 33% off until, again, July 9th, so if you haven't picked it up just yet, I highly recommend it. I just started playing it, and it's a pretty solid game so far. In Siralim Ultimate news, Zach, the lead developer, uploaded a podcast to YouTube featuring prophecies and reliquary. I'll be covering both of these topics more in depth in the future, but essentially prophecies in Siralim are like side quests that are repeatable and are given to you by the various gods of the game. Siralim Ultimate's going to change up the formula by adding an endgame item called the Rune of Prophecies, which essentially acts as a sort of quest bingo card featuring various rewards for lining up a row, column, or a diagonal line of completed quests. As for the reliquary, basically each god has a represented relic, and there are 30 gods, therefore 30 relics. These relics can be upgraded via an in-game item/currency that are given to a player for completing prophecies. The relic attaches to a monster and then gives them various buffs. The system's far more complex than what I'm describing here, but I hope you have a general sense of what these items are, and for more info I link the podcast in the description. In Kindred Fates news, the Kindred Talks 4 podcast featuring veteran programmers John and Sheila took place over this past week and was a very tech-heavy segment. The podcast went over various aspects of Unity's new dot system, as well as a ton of programming-based questions from the audience. Most notably was the reveal of a new Kinfolk named Cinder_Kinder that will be making its way to the progress board, I'm assuming, shortly. It was described as having a similar smoke effect to that of Cainite, which is definitely suspect given its probable typing, alongside its name. We'll be discussing this more in depth in the future, as I have a pretty good idea as to who this is. And finally, let's close things off with that Temtem weekly reset I promised. I figured keeping this segment towards the end makes it a lot easier for those trying to sort of get the main scoop of news without having to sit through this segment should they not be a Temtem player per se. But anyways, this week's reset will focus on luma rates, with Kaku and Hidody being the featured Temtem. Kaku's will have a 3x luma rate, whilst Hidody will have a 2x luma rate. Both will have a 20% chance at having an egg move, and it'll cost you 2,700 pansons for 10 Psy cards. The free Tem reward consists of 2 Psy cards for 60 releases, 3 Weakener oranges for 150 releases, a single lavender dye for 300 releases, and 2 attack telomere hacks for 475 releases. All in all, a lackluster week in my opinion, but to each their own. Anyways, that's a scoop of what's going on in monster taming this week. Once again, I do apologize for those overlay images being screen capped on mobile due to the lack of internet connection that I'm dealing with right now, but I really wanted to stay consistent, especially with the news. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe for all things monster taming. Follow me on Twitter, check out our subscriber Discord, all links in the description. Until next time, peace.